Welcome to G-Man Gaming and Reviews. So today's video is going to be how to a couple of starting tips for Fallout New Vegas. So there's a couple of things about this game that should probably be made aware to you. The first is so a couple of things. So the first is obviously when you do your quest and you're trying to find out who shot you in the head. Right, you start off in the town of, what's it called again? Good Springs, right? Now, and your job is to follow the main quest line. Now, this game is not necessarily a open world game in the sense that you can just go anywhere. The game sort of directs you to go in a certain direction, otherwise you will encounter, like encounters that you can't deal with. So for example, if we were to head north of Good Springs, you'll see here that there is a keep out sign, and potentially what should happen is a robot should come. Now the reason there's a keep out sign here is that if you try to go north of Good Springs Cemetery or Good Springs in order to get to New Vegas, you're going to end up in some real trouble. Like, some people like to do this when they're like more experienced with the game, but you're basically going to encounter enemies that you really can't deal with early on. So that's one thing. The other thing is that I'm just gonna okay. So the other thing is that when you first come into Good Springs, there's going to be a character called Sunny Smiles that you can use to do a tutorial. You don't need to, but it's very helpful if you haven't played the game before. Now, after you do this tutorial, you're going to encounter this thing here.
If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out.
Now, if I go talk to her...
Evening. Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him. He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill. You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants. Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him. Chang was a big escape not to...
Alright. Now,
Alright.
You might think... now...
Be careful.
You might... So this will issue you with this quest here. Ghost Town Gunfight. Now, you might think to go out and do this quest immediately, but you probably shouldn't. The reason that you shouldn't is because if you do this quest, there's another settlement called the NCR Correctional Facility, which has some quests for you to do, right? Now, you can actually find the NCR Correctional Facility in two ways. You can find it manually by just going in this area, or if you go to Prim, there's a quest to get a sheriff, and that'll give you the location of this. Now, what you probably should do is before you do this Ghost Town gunfight, you should probably go to the NCR and do the quests there, because if you do this gunfight quest at Good Springs before you do the quest at the NCR, you still will be able to do the quest at the NCR, but everybody will attack you when you go into the NCR Correctional Facility, apart from a couple of people like the quest giver. So it's very important that if you want the extra XP, to go here first and do the quest, and then come back and do the Good Springs gunfight. So a couple of things to note about Good Springs is you've got the let's have a look here. So you've got the school area. What you should probably do is you should probably go into all the houses and check for things, because you can find some unique items in houses. But what we're going to talk about today is Good Springs School. Now you will actually be directed here as part of a quest in order to find ingredients for healing powder. But this is the one area where you'll probably encounter your first fight. Nothing too dangerous. But yes, so you go in here, you loot it out, great. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell for this one. Now just be aware that you can, as long as you don't go north, especially not north of Good Spring Cemetery, you can go to Good Spring Cemetery. In fact, you need to go there to get a quest item. But unless you're playing a new run, you're probably going to follow Prim around here to Nipton, and then up to Novak, and then you'll end up in New Vegas that way. That's the way that the game wants you to go. So if you haven't played, if you're a beginner at this game, which I assume you are if you're watching this video, that's what you should assume. Now, a couple of other things about this game is, let's go to Good Springs, is surplus ammunition, right? So surplus ammunition you can actually find at traders, like this guy here.
Looking to buy some supplies?
Let's have a look. Now, it's always called ammo boxes. It's really cheap, so you should generally buy it. The big advantage of surplus ammunition is that it's cheap and it delivers in large volumes. So that's pretty much it, really. So this was my beginner's guide to Fallout New Vegas. Thank you for watching. I might do another one. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're interested, links to the merch in the description below, and my course on how to create websites with no coding if that's what you're interested in. This was G-Man Gaming and Reviews. If you have any comments or suggestions or anything, I'd love to hear them. This was G-Man Gaming and Reviews signing out. Thank you. Alright, bye.